When we review some of the past and look at some of these clubs, it is like a loss of innocence. So we have to tiptoe gently around what our real memories of these places are.
If you're young and active in a city at the time, the city takes on, and you take on an awful lot of stuff, or maybe perhaps think that an awful lot is going on, that in hindsight might not be the case. But at the same time, without sounding nostalgic, this was the start of it.
It just kind of fell in at the right time, the right place, the right venue and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a really good time, really special.
After Ecstasy hit, the place exploded. Everyone wanted a piece of it. Everyone wanted to go out and dance. Everyone wanted to go clubbing, raving.
There was a real massive cultural mix there, you know what I mean? Not much cultural in terms of races, because there was still no multicultural race action going on in Dublin then. But in terms of class, you know what I mean? There was people from all different classes there, and it didn't matter, you know what I mean? It's just it was. I'm only saying that incidentally. It was just it was kind of a sense of freedom, you know what I mean?
It was a complete culture shift. Anyone could join in, and you wanted anyone to join in. You wanted everyone to come and experience what it was like.
It wasn't all focused towards the DJ in one direction. You know, you got down the bottom of the club and you probably couldn't even make out the DJ for all the smoke machines. I'm not saying it was like this kind of religious experience, but it was different maybe from how club spaces seem to be set up these days.
When you look back at the punk thing, that first kind of few months before it went really commercial, I always found the interest. It was pretty straightforward and raw. I guess it's the emergence of the scene and people doing everything themselves.
None of those clubs ever reached the heights that the underground clubs in the early 90s did. And they had no big name imported DJs on. They had a regular community going, and they had a guy who knew the crowd and loved his music, and they connected.
The raves in the Mansion House was where it all started off. Everyone would be wearing tracksuits and runners. Most people would be going out with their shirt and tie going to a nightclub, whereas we were going for all-nighter, you know. So you'd have your champion top and your tracksuit bottoms and your boot runners and this sort of stuff. And you certainly wouldn't be turned away because of the way you were dressed. Because you would stand out, you know, in the early days it was a small enough crowd. You see someone walking down with a sun hat and a backpack, you know they were going to a rave.
And it spread rapidly 2-3 years later. It just spread like wildfire.